I think lots of people have talked about Mr. Gill. We can go on and in fact, we can have a night-long mehfil talking about our Gill stories. But I can only say one thing to you, that for those of us who saw him from close, and I think I mentioned it someplace that he became an IPS officer in the year I was born. So there was an age gap. He never let me feel it. But the fact is that every conversation with him was not an anecdote. It was something, it was a lesson. You learned something from him. I can recount a lot of them, but let me not do that. But let me tell you something about an argument that he and I had for a very long time. I have always had a belief, mainly conditioned by my experience of covering northeastern insurgencies, that insurgencies in India or unrest like this follows a parabolic path. It has a bell curve. So, what happens is that violence picks up from insurgents, the state responds in kind, violence picks up further, the state responds even harder. At some point on the bell curve, the people who are fighting, whether they are separatists or insurgents or terrorists or whoever, they realize that no matter what happens, you are not going to be able to win this war. You may kill a few more soldiers than your own would die, but this state has much too much strength and an enormous supply of resources, human as well as material, to fight you. And at that point, they are willing to settle. And that's when the spies and the bureaucrats and the politicians finally, the negotiators get into the act and they say, what's your problem? And usually the problem is settled with some local space or political power. Mizoram, Nagaland now partly settled, but other part will be settled now. Manipur, we've seen this bell curve play out everywhere. And I had thought always that Punjab will also go that way. So there has to be a story since it's an evening about Mr. Gill. So in 1985, shortly after Rajiv Gandhi came to power, he signed his peace accord with Mr. Longowal. And I know that talks with Mr. Longowal were going on for some time because one of the go-betweens came to me, not from the government side, but from Mr. Longowal's side. And he said, I was then, quote unquote, a young reporter still. This is 85, summer of 85. And he said that Mr. Longowal is locked up in the circuit house at Udaipur. Very picturesque circuit house. That's been declared a central jail for him. He's locked up there and he wants to say a few things. So can you go and ask him some questions? So I said, if I'm allowed to go in, surely I'll go and ask him questions. It's a scoop. So I did go in, and as we figured that we did not get permission to go inside, so he said, you write me your questions, I will bring you answers. I said, I don't trust you. He said, don't worry, I will have answers written by Mr. Longowal in Gurmukhi in his own hand. So I wrote him some 15 questions on a small notepad. He took it inside. In the evening, he came back with answers. He was one of the authorized visitors to Central Jail. And he said many conciliatory things there. He also said some tough things. He said, how can there be peace? In fact, in Punjabi, he said, ਜਦੋਂ ਦਿੱਲੀ ਤੇ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਰ ਦਰਖਤ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਸਿੱਖ ਦੀ ਲਾਸ਼ ਟੰਗੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ. So I presume that he had to say tough things, but you could see that he was moving for peace, and that's what. So we were very happy that Rajiv Gandhi was moving in that direction, and then the peace accord was signed, and Longowal came to Punjab. Rajiv Gandhi sent Arjun Singh, a very young governor, to Punjab to implement the accord. So the day the accord was announced, there was a celebration at Anandpur Sahib Gurdwara. Longowal had come there, so I had also come there. In fact, on the same flight from Delhi to cover it. And we were very happy having seen the violence, Operation Blue Star, the killings in Delhi, that finally maybe this is over. So that evening, I was still on my way to, I was just leaving Anandpur Sahib for Chandigarh, that I got a message from a police officer saying, भाई वो गिल साहब पूछ रहे थे कि आप पटियाला चले जाएंगे उनको मिलने के लिए. तो मैंने कहा आज वो पटियाला क्या कर रहे हैं? तो उसने कहा वो पीएपी मेस में है वहाँ पर, तो आप उनको मिलने चले जाइए अगर आपके पास वक्त है तो. आई सेड श्योर, It's just a triangle. You can go from Anandpur Sahib to Patiala and come back later at night to Chandigarh. So I went to see him, and he saw me. We had graduated from Buddha Sant, old monk. So he had this much whiskey in a bottle of teachers. Those days scotch was not so easily available. So he said, ये मैंने तुम्हारे लिए बचा के रखी है. So I said, ठीक है सर, सारी तो नहीं पिएंगे वगैरह वगैरह. So he said, आज तुम बहुत खुश हो, मैंने सुना है. तो मैंने कहा खुश तो बहुत है, आप खुश नहीं हैं. तो बोले तुम किस बात से खुश हो. तो मैंने कहा मैं तो खुश हूँ कि ये पीस अकॉर्ड हो गया और अभी तो पंजाब में पीस हो जाएगी. तो he said, कुछ नहीं होगा, ये पीस कभी नहीं होगी इस तरीके से. तो आई सेड, गिल साहब, आप यू गॉट सो यूज्ड टू फाइटिंग योर ओन पीपल that you are not enjoying the prospect of peace as we are. So he said, तुम बच्चे हो. So I tried to sort of explain this bell curve theory to him, etc., etc., etc. So he said, देखो ये सब और जगह अप्लाई करता है, ये पंजाब में अप्लाई नहीं करता, क्योंकि ये जाटों की लड़ाई है. जाट के साथ पीस अकॉर्ड तब होता है जब लाठी आपके हाथ में है. राजीव गांधी ने पीस अकॉर्ड तब किया है जब लाठी इनके हाथ में है. ये कभी नहीं होगा. So we had an argument, and then he said, अच्छा तुम देखना, एक साल के बाद they'll have to get me back here to fight these fellows because this peace will not sustain. I said, Gill साहब आप छोड़ो पर, you've just got too used to it. Today's youngsters would say take a chill pill. तब तो हमें ऐसी लैंग्वेज नहीं आती. तो मैंने कहा आप तो थोड़ा आराम करो, you've been in these areas for too long, etc. Sure enough, within I think 6 weeks or 7 weeks, Longowal was assassinated. When Longowal, I mean, it's an aside, but when Longowal was assassinated, and that's how I saw how politicians corrupt journalists. The moment Longowal was assassinated, Arjun Singh, whose responsibility it was to protect him because it was president's rule in Punjab, before questions were asked of him about Longowal's security, he told his secretary, भाई वो 7 senior most जो journalist हैं यहाँ पे, उनका वो जो government houses हैं, उनके upgradation की files पड़ी है, ले आना. And these were all applications for a 1-level upgradation. He upgraded them 3 levels. So by the evening, everybody's story was how distraught Arjun Singh was that Longowal had got killed under his watch, and Longowal never listened to him, and he promised him so much security, etc., etc., etc. And police also didn't do enough, vagara, vagara, vagara. So we saw that this was sort of falling apart. Now, many things happen willy-nilly. I don't know how do things happen, how such perfect timings and dates take place. July of next year, July of 86, I was in Amritsar. Tamasha in Punjab had started again. New fellows had gone into the Golden Temple. Not that many, but a few. But Punjab was again burning. So I was in Amritsar, back on the beat, which we thought was over. And I got a message again, saying, Gill साहब कह रहे हैं कि अगर आपके पास शाम को टाइम हो, somebody came to my hotel at the Ritz in Amritsar. वो कह रहे हैं सुना है आप आए हुए हो, टाइम हो तो शाम को वो सर्किट हाउस में आ जाना. मैंने कहा वो आजकल क्या कर रहे हैं, पंजाब पुलिस में तो नहीं है. कहते हैं वो IG CRP है पर यहीं घूम रहे हैं. So I went to see him. So he said, वो जब पिछली बार मेरी बात हुई थी, जब आप वो पीस अकॉर्ड से बहुत शोर कर रहे थे, तो वो क्या टाइम था. तो मैंने कहा जी कोई जुलाई 2nd वीक 1st वीक था 85 का. तो बोले अब क्या टाइम है. तो मैंने कहा जुलाई 86 का. तो ये सेड मैंने क्या कहा था 1 साल के बाद मैं यहाँ पर होऊंगा. अब पंजाब पुलिस में तो नहीं लाए मुझे, पर CRP में ले आया है यहाँ पे. तो अभी देखो ये ठीक करना पड़ेगा, उसके बिना नहीं होगा. So later we had many conversations on this, and I said, but this bell curve has worked everywhere. In fact, I felt very thrilled that Atul Kohli at Princeton, because I had said this somewhere, he wrote a whole paper on it, and he put a footnote saying, because I have my friend Shekhar Gupta, although I've told him to write a proper paper on this several times, he hasn't done it. I'm taking the idea and doing it. So I was very besotted with that idea. So I said, Gill साहब लेकिन ये होना चाहिए, क्यों नहीं होगा यहाँ पे, सब जगह होता है इंडिया में. So he said, पंजाब में बड़ा सिंपल रीज़न है क्यों नहीं होगा. ये इसलिए नहीं होगा because every other place that you talked about, there was wide popular support to the insurgency. So insurgents came at you with popular approval, they came at you with large support, and they had moral authority. In Punjab, it's just criminals. you might think that there is popular support in Punjab for this, but it's not. People are just scared. He said, this is Punjab. People respect one who has the power and authority. Today, people think police has no power of authority. Government has no power or authority. He said, look, all these IS officers complain that IPS has taken away all their powers. When they started complaining, do you know how I shut them up? Said how? He said, I one day just said that they will all get, in fact, they said, I replaced all their CRP guards with Punjab police guards. And they all came crying and their wives started calling, कि जी आप क्या कर रहे हो? So उसके बाद चुप हो गए सारे. So he said, this is a different thing. Punjab respects authority. We first have to get authority. After that, all these demands will vanish. There is no support for Khalistan movement. This is just a war on the police, which these guys are winning. So popular opinion is going with them. I think he was right, because when this ended in Punjab, nothing remained of it in Punjab. The amazing thing in Punjab is, in all my experience, it's the only time I have seen an insurgency end where nothing remained. Nothing. Not even nostalgia. The only nostalgia that remains is in the minds of some fellows in Canada who are unfortunately supported for vote bank politics by Justin Trudeau. In Punjab, if you go to Taran Taran, the same villages, Khemkaran, Taran Taran, where Sitaram is left, comrades fought. So there was one woman whose husband had been killed. She had put an LMG on top of her house, and some member of her house was always manning that place because she had had many attacks. You go to those places, you talk to anybody about what happened, they don't want to be reminded. They just say, "Us chhado ji, jo ho gaya, so ho gaya." Nobody wants to say कि जी हमारे लोग बड़े खराब थे, but nobody wants to be reminded. And that's what I saw play out again this time in these elections. That to all of us, it had looked like Aam Aadmi Party will sweep Punjab. At one point, we thought they will get maybe as many seats as they got in Delhi, which is almost 95% of the seats. And it was their election. The day they made common cause with the so-called Panthik Samiti. And I went to see this guy, Mokam Singh, the Panthik Samiti convener. He used to be Bhindranwale's bodyguard. So I said, "Tusi te Sanjay de naal hondi si." He said, "Main kade ji hathiyar nahi chakke." I said, "You used to carry an AK next to him." So he said, "Chalo ji, chhado, jadi ho gayi, so ho gayi." He had a portrait of Bhindranwale in his house. He posed under the portrait of Bhindranwale. Then I saw his car outside, a new car. The number was 1984. So Aam Aadmi Party went and joined hands with this odd survivor with no support. At the moment they came on board and they got these Canadians come in their buses and start talking a funny language, and these attacks on the Gurdwara started, which many of us then figured that were happening to start the same film all over again. The entire population turned. I think Aam Aadmi Party, which would have got 60, 62, 65% of the vote, as in Delhi, then ended up with about 25% of the vote. Because it's not just that the Hindus turned away from them, but a very large number of Sikhs went away from them. Because in Punjab, unlike everywhere, Nagaland, Mizoram, Assam, leaders of the underground or the movement came back to power with a thumping majority in elections that followed peace. In Punjab, after peace came in, Simranjit Singh Mann has never saved his deposit. Right? And he never will. So that was the intellectual understanding of Punjab that he had, which we didn't have. And I think he had it, one, because he understood Punjab better than us. But second, I think he also understood the strengths and limitations of Indian constitutional framework. Because he knew, we talked in detail, Mizoram was given some special privileges, Article 371.1b, Nagaland was given something. He said, Punjab ko kabhi nahi dena, because once you give to Punjab, it will not buy you peace, but it will have a chain reaction in Kashmir. So I think he won that intellectual argument. And the other argument he won was a physical one, which he won with terrorists. Because terrorists in Punjab had said that we will never let him die a natural death. So he cheated terrorists once again in choosing to go the way he did. The last attempt on him was 2.5 years. Not attempt, the person who was caught was 2.5 years ago, who had come from Pakistan, was carrying some RDX, etc. So those guys had not forgotten or forgiven him, but he stayed on. And if you ask me, my big regret was, and I bitched about it as much as I could. I can understand the Akalis saying the stuff they said. I think Badal said everybody has to die one day. I can understand, although they all owe their lives to him. They all do. Although they never fought terrorists, it's the congressmen, the Jansanghis, RSS as well as BJP, and the left who fought terrorism and who lost lives. But that I can understand. But I just thought Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi, he lived in Delhi, he passed away in Delhi. I even provoked them a lot. I never got even a one-line tweet from them saying, these are the same people who swear, who keep shouting Bharat Mata ki jai, Bharat Mata ki jai, Bharat Mata ki jai. And I thought they got their reading of Punjab as wrong as many of us did, because they also thought that Punjab, one, was primarily a Sikh state. It's not. Punjab is very diverse. And second, that Punjab is basically a radical state. The Sikhs are fundamentally radicalized. Punjab's rejection of radicalism is very total. He has made his contribution in terms of policing, but I think he also made his contribution intellectually, because there were many governments, there were many regimes in India which would have said, kuch thoda bahut kar do, isko jane do, thoda hone do, we'll make it a bit looser, etc., etc. I think he stopped all that damage, because can you imagine? I mean, Taran, that entire Majha region at that point, I think one of my colleagues had described it as liberated territory, and I had a fight with her. And I said, you will not use the expression liberated territory. Because what is liberated? It's not enslaved. You might say that its state has no control there, but don't say liberated. It's a part of our country. But that region was like that. Nobody stepped out at night. Even we driving at night had to show our press cards to terrorists. It was very humiliating. To come back from there, if it had gone out of control, not only would Punjab have gone, definitely Kashmir would have gone. Kashmir problem would have been solved. So Mr. Gill, I think, in those 3 years, prevented Kashmir problem from being solved the wrong way. And he completely killed this scourge in Punjab, because he understood better than any of us that this was not a popular movement. This was genuinely a terrorist movement where the large section of the population which did not believe in this was terrorized either into cooperating or keeping quiet. So I think I'll conclude on that note. Thank you very much. You've been patient.